Did she say why she was upset?
It was there a divorce going on or something?
Oh, yeah, she was, I know, yeah, a very
Yeah.
nasty divorce.
There was a nasty divorce and I think it affected everything.
So she wasn't angry with the town.
No, not with the
She's
town.
just
She was she was
purging her life of all.
in destructive mode.
Interesting. Do you think that the city of Indianapolis, like, would they have had to file anything with the city, like
I'm sure
any
there
sort of documentation that we
yeah.
could go back and maybe
Before
find?
IndyGov,
Oh, I guess, yeah, the YouGov is fairly, Unigov is fairly recent.
1970.
Oh, okay, maybe.
okay.
We have the documents that Ed got when the town was first incorporated,
Right.
like all the motions for filing
Right.
and creating the town, but I'm not sure
But
about
in
the rest of
between, I don't
those.
think there was a lot of activity. And most of the things that need to be filed, like Lana will file for the Board of Accounts.
Mhm.
But in other areas, there was no minutes for meetings or that had to be filed by the state.
Right.
And if there were any, they're gone now.
What
Yeah.
if they held the town council meetings in the cave?
Oh.
I don't think so.
That would have been cool.
Would have been. Would have been. Holcomb was the first town council president, I think.
Okay.
Maybe they're in the basement of there.
Yeah. Which would just be, I mean, if anybody gets any leads or finds any of these documents that are still hanging around somewhere, it'd be cool.
Well,
to
I've
have.
got pictures but it only pertains to really our properties.
Right.
Mhm.
But it can be added into the
Yeah.
mix.
Does Butler University have any kind of, like, I don't know, archive of Holcomb since they were such big
I
benefactors?
think that they do have something. I'm not exactly sure what.
Didn't know if that would be like
In your
just
spare time.
yeah, I know. I've got lots right now. I didn't know if that'd be like an avenue worth going down. I
Mhm.
don't know. Just
Yeah. Yeah, which I think is something that, I mean, Susie has been looking into some, and Spring Hill Preservation Alliance has been looking into.
I know Ed has gone back and combed every newspaper article from day one that ever mentioned Spring Hill.
okay.
He used to send me stuff all the time, and I finally said, I don't need this, I'm the treasurer.
Well, if you have any old emails and you want to forward them to me, I'll start compiling them. Or if Ed still has them.
He's got them, he saves everything.
Yeah,
Maybe all the minutes are over in his mausoleum.
maybe.
Check at Crown Hill.
So, yeah, I mean, any other ideas though for the website, things you would like to see on the website, functionality that you would like to have?
I just think the history is important. That would be something that would be of interest, I would think, to people.
Mhm.
Maybe a little bit about what Unigov was and how it became an included town. I mean, it was its own town before and then kind of swallowed up by Indianapolis.
Mhm.
You need to kind of find, like on Google Earth, if you download the actual Google Earth, you can go kind of back in time and look at like old aerial photos of the land before it was all developed. So it'd be kind of neat to like draw a line around like where Spring Hill is and like how it looked around here 50, 60, 70 years ago.
Yeah.
I
What'd you say? Sorry.
100 if you're gonna have 100-year celebration.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. 100 years ago.
I don't have any aerial photos
I
from then.
doubt, I doubt that is the case. Okay.
You know,
How far back could you go?
I think those go back to the 60s usually, from what I remember. Because I looked at it when I worked at Crystals and I was trying to figure out like, stuff, because there used to be a monastery over there.
Right.
And we found an old root cellar and not as cool as the cave. But I was trying to figure out like where those buildings were in relation to like her home and the estate. And they were kind of up on the hill where the Waltons live now, but they're all gone. The only thing left is that root cellar and then like a stone circle that was part of a driveway. But yeah, there is some cool history up in this area. It's it's not documented.
Right.
So you just kind of glean what you can from people who have lived here for a long time.
So I think it was about 2 weeks ago, Susie contacted me and said that she had been at a dinner for the Broad Ripple Farmers Market kind of thing. And she sat with Mike Green, who lives over in Questover.
Hmm.
That's
Oh, yeah.
part
Oh,
of
yeah, yeah,
the father of John Green.
Mhm.
yeah.
And so he was asking her where she lived, and she told him, and he said, "Oh, that's where I grew up." And so next to the Archbishop's house,
Uh-huh.
there was a house,
Oh, really?
and that was where the Greens lived.
Okay,
And when we moved there, that house was still there. Then the Archdiocese bought it, tore it down. And so she arranged for Mike to come over, and we took a tour of the meadow, and then he came back up, and then he was telling me how he remembered as a kid playing in our house with the Browns kids.
Oh, that's
And so he came in, and it was so cool because he was like, "Oh, this was the toy room, and I remember all of these toys." And he had all of these stories, and he knew all about the cave and the building of all the stonework and everything. He said that he remembered, like maybe he was 7 or 8 years old, and they went up to Mr. Holcomb and asked permission to play down there and explore. So he's very interested, and Ed went along with that. And then Mike volunteered that he would help with the pulling of garlic mustard,
Oh, okay.
other native invasives. So we have a new volunteer as well.
Is my.
Nice.
Mike Green is the guy that
Oh,
grew up
he
here.
will.
Yeah, he volunteered that he would like to help. He was very taken with knowing that what was happening and regarding the history of the place.
Mhm. Yeah, it's cool. That's a really good connection.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
never know where you're gonna sit.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta be really careful when you talk to people.
Yes, you do. Yes.
Well, I think as we get more of this organized, we'll uncover other people who
Yeah.
will be interested as well and
Hmm.
contribute.
Yeah.
You can go back on property records and see who owned it before. How
Mhm.
far back can you go?
For ours, I have pictures of the house being built.
No, owners.
Yeah, I know all the
Yeah.
owners. We're the fifth owner only in 120 years.
Maybe
Cool.
they'd be interested.
Who-
Previous owners, if they're alive.
there, I don't think.
I
they're
don't
anywhere.
think any are alive, or if they are, they're not here.
Which you've passed on some information though, because Browns moved here
Right.
after they lived there, and
Yes.
so we've got information about them, and
Mhm.
I'll send.
And the Brown's daughters, they have 3 daughters, all who live in Indianapolis. So,
Oh,
and I
cool.
know.
And I think Helga keeps in touch with them. Or she did when Mary was still alive.
Uh-huh.
Right, because then Ann Doran is trying to find some of Mary Brown's artwork.
We have 3 pieces of it.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, I would love to be able to get an original piece by her because I think she lives in
She lives in the house.
yeah,
Mary
Yeah.
has to.
residence. So
Well, I know her daughter Judy well. I mean, I
yeah,
don't know, I mean, if she's serious about wanting. to-
no, I think she is. So
She's very serious.
yeah,
Yeah.
put you in
But
contact.
don't
She-
use Ann or Ann's name probably.
Oh,
Oh, they
no.
don't get along. Sorry, we don't have to talk about that.
No,
right?
that's
Sorry,
okay,
Lady.
but I'm just saying, I would ask Ann that. Because I have a feeling.
well,
that-
I wouldn't, all I would do is say, I can give you Judy Fletcher's
Yeah.
contact information if you want.
Right. Yeah, we're not trying to give out anybody's
Because she
personal
asked them for
information.
herself. They weren't interested.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Told,
Well,
she
maybe-
said she let somebody in the family know she was interested in
Mhm.
purchasing it. It was like,
Hmm,
Didn't go
Okay,
anywhere.
well,
Okay.
I haven't seen them for years, but, okay, maybe that's not a good idea.
Yeah. Anyway, there's lots of history and lots of, I mean, people that are still around that I think we can get stories from. And what I might do on the area for history is have a spot that if people do have stories they want to share from either growing up around here or living in
think
the
of those,
area,
yeah.
that they can submit something
Yeah.
and then
Mhm.
we could always reach out and find out more, see if they've got any artifacts they would be willing to share and kind of go from there. 100-year celebration. Right now, it's really just in the early phases. I haven't done much planning on that yet. Been prioritizing other things a little bit more, but
Right.
something that I think we do want to figure out if our hope is to make it kind of a progressive from all of the different houses. I still have to get in contact with, oh gosh, what is their name over there that I can't think of right now? Miller and Dawson,
Yeah.
because I haven't had any contact with them since taking over for Rob.
Mhm.
But ideally, we'd get everybody along Cold Spring involved if they wanted to be, and then also anybody in Holcomb that wanted to be involved for
And what year is this?
2026 will be the 100-year. And I think it
And I
was
mentioned it to Anne, so she knows, the whole board knows about it.
great.
How far, at what property does Spring Hill stop?
Just
It's-
past the Millers.
Yeah, just past the Millers.
Okay, so-
The old inner urban track is there. It's
Okay.
just overgrown bunch of brush.
This side of
No.
the, this side of the,
Cemetery?
Cemetery,
Mhm.
is
Yeah,
not part of
right.
Spring Hill.
And
Correct.
the Jock Fortune House on the corner is not part of.
Right,
right,
Spring Hill. Yeah,
I know the people that live in the gatehouse.
okay, yeah.
And there's some property on the other side of Brad Quinn that is part of Spring Hill as well, it looks like.
Yeah,
From what I
it,
could-
that house
That
is,
house.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was Dr. Linseth.
Hmm.
Yeah, they built that house,
Okay.
I think in the 50s or something.
Is anybody who's living in that house now?
He rents
Brad
it.
owns it, he rents it out.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
but I think he gave you, or supplied.
Yeah, they're
with
renters.
somebody with
Yep.
the emails, yeah.
But it even seemed like there was some other property even further past that doesn't have houses on it.
There's no houses on it.
There's
though.
no houses, but it's
But the
like
path
part
goes
of.
down. a
Yeah,
lot.
well, the path goes quite a ways. And then that's where then it becomes part of the green space, the city greenway,
Right,
Mhm.
yeah. But
But that land who's that owned by then? Is that,
by him, yeah.
Okay.
It's,
gotcha.
it's all part of that.
Like parcel.
Linseth property,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. That's what I was trying to figure out, because it's got like house numbers there. Like if you look at Google Maps, it's got
Oh, really?
numbers, but there's no houses
there's no
there.
houses.
Yeah. So I guess it was just in case there was any
Well,
future
somebody tried to
development.
build. remember
Somebody tried to build a house,
Maybe they have
maybe
numbers.
15 years ago or so. And the town united in saying, no, you can't do that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's straight down.
Yeah,
It's a.
And there's no,
Nothing.
no place to even, where would you put construction equipment and all of that?
Yeah.
So we all went downtown. That was one of the advantages of having a town, because our voice was heard more with clarity than if we just been a bunch of individuals.
Mhm.
So then they denied the petition for that.
So we'll keep figuring out what the 100-year celebration is going to look like, but still.
One
on our
thought
radar.
I just had about that a few days ago, I was thinking, I know somebody mentioned not doing it in the meadow because not everybody can get down there.
Right.
So if we did some kind of a progressive thing, and the area over between Brad and Ed, there's a large green
There is,
space
yeah.
there. And that's also the gate that leads into
Yeah, to
the
your
next,
place.
yeah.
Right.
And then there's a gate that goes over to the Quins through ours. So I think we could actually design something that, can have food, drink, whatever, different places.
As long as it's not rainy season.
Yeah.
That
Right.
gets very,
Well, I think we talked about maybe the end of September. First part of October.
if it's like this year, it'll be very dry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
And I think the other thing would be to have folks be willing to say, oh, we could host some things indoors if we needed to. So some residents at Holcomb that would be willing to do, just like if you all were having folks to your property that they could come inside if they needed to,
You get a big tent for that.
Could. Just kind of depend on location.
I mean, for the
Yeah.
concrete. The driveway.
Oh, okay. If we did it on the driveway, yeah.
if you're worried about rain.
Yes. Yeah, we don't want to tear up like the green space or anything like that. That would not be good. So, yeah, I like that idea though, because that's such an easy access point to get
Mhm.
between.
Celebrate that new fence by then.
And we've got
Yeah.
a nice
It
new
is.
fence.
It is very nice.
It is very
It's
nice.
beautiful.
Very nice. Should last
Another
many
25
decades.
years.
Uh-huh.
It should be nice.
And they did a nice job on that and cutting around a couple of the trees.
Yeah.
They were really,
I was impressed.
Yeah.
Well, I forget who, did you go on that when we walked that? Yeah. We didn't want him to cut that tree down.
right,
So I didn't care which side they went on, but.
Yeah.
It's nice.
worked out.
Tara did it. Tara's an asset. Our Communitas, Terra management company.
What if we got a Holcomb popcorn machine?
That would be fun.
They're expensive.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Like the antique ones.
Yeah. You can get them at auction, 3,000 to 6,000.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
the whole
probably
budget.
I was gonna say. Lana, how's that looking for our budget? Can we afford a popcorn machine?
Maybe
There
we'll find someone to donate it.
you go. Hey, that
I'm a
could-
finance person. I'm always going to say no. Not the budget. No. Find a cheaper way.
Yeah, so any ideas people come up with, I think.
Well, I know we're gonna discuss that at the next preservation meeting
Great.
as well.
Okay.
So people were coming up with ideas and.
Yeah. Try to get, probably start to work on some dates,
Mhm.
would be a big part of it. And then what we want to be a part of that celebration and how and go from there. All right.
Maybe it would be a good fundraiser. Good way to ask for donations to the, not for the party, but
Mhm.
just to the preservation.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't think
absolutely.
it gets publicized and then.
Yeah, I think that's gonna start to change. I think that's on our agenda for the next meeting is to talk about how to solicit donations now that we're coming near the end of the year.
I've
And
done mine,
yeah, thank you. That was very generous.
well, not as generous, some people, but.
Very generous.
You know, I also think as we go into the celebration sort of season, if we could somehow get some a little bit wider publicity, that would be great. I mean, if we could get a blurb in Indianapolis Monthly or the Meridian Kessler magazine or whatever, I think it would draw more people to our community, certainly to the Holcomb community, which we need to be always drawing new and fresh blood and funds into that. I think it could be good for just everybody.
Mhm.
And give us, if we could get, again, it wouldn't take much to just get us a little bit of press somewhere.
Yeah.
One of our neighbors here is on the Indianapolis Gardening Club's committee that sets up like the a garden club tour that they do every summer.
Kim,
And I wonder if anybody in the town would be interested in doing that, and we could kind of use that as a starting point with kind of getting the word out about a town celebration or that we're even here. Because it brings in probably a couple of thousand people, I would guess, or 100 at least, couple hundred at least.
I mean, for public in their program,
Yeah. Yeah, like
Yeah,
if
but-
someone on Cold
Mhm.
Spring, I'm not asking anyone here to like be on that
tour,
tour, but like is that something that we could, I don't know if like people would be interested in like even just coming through our neighborhood like on a gardening tour
a
like
lot
that?
of work to be on that garden tour.
Is
The
it?
Nurse were on it one time.
Oh, really?
The Quinns were on it last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to get ready for it. Or not, I guess. Most gardens are pretty pruned. for
Depends
that.
if you're doing
Yeah.
everything yourself or hiring
Yeah,
people. to
yeah,
do it.
sure.
True.
And I didn't know if something like that, like getting involved with something like that could be a way of, I don't know, sparking something else.
Yeah, it would just really depend on people's like eagerness to be a part of that and buy-in from anybody that is willing to have their house on the tour or Holcomb, you know, because if we're thinking it's going to draw people, then we have to be ready to have people, which is something that you know, space is limited in terms of parking and access.
They'd have to shuttle in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
We
too
don't
bad the
have we don't-
mansion's not in better shape.
The
If that
houses
would draw
on
Yeah.
Cold Spring have property. We don't have the kind of property
Right.
that are on those garden. I've been to those garden tours many times. We don't have the kind of property in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do, we don't.
Yeah.
You have big pieces of property out on Cold Spring.
as a whole, we're a big property.
Mm-hmm.
My mother told me one time I couldn't go anymore because every time I went home and tore up my yard.
Time to refresh.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of leads me just to the last point that I have on here for town projects is we're coming up on the 100-year celebration. What do we want the next 100 years of Spring Hill to look like? Because kind of at a point now where it's a very small community, it's not, you know, we don't have a lot of space to expand, or not sure that we want to do a lot of expanding, but what is our town? What are we doing as a town? You know, what history is a big part of it. The landscape is a big part of it.
Just think these buildings would be 140 years old. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Tear them down and start over.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to be thinking about this in the long term, because otherwise we end up in a situation where, you know, we're not sure what it turns into.
Right.
Are we allowed to knock these down and rebuild in here?
Don't
So
know.
what a good zone for, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, just a silly question.
Sure. I mean, that had to get approved to build the condos in the first place, so that had to go one way. I'm sure it could go back the other way. Whether it turns into, you know, a couple of houses instead of, you know, 50 condos, not sure. But it's not really for the town to decide, like, oh, we're kicking all the Holcomb residents out.
No, you don't want to do that.
But I mean, I guess in collaboration with the community, if, you know, there needs to be an evolution or a change, what does that look like? Because before Holcomb Estates was here, the town was even much smaller, right? I mean, it was a huge boom to have the condos go in before it was 15 people in
And
the town.
very controversial.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Apparently, I wasn't here then, but I've
Yeah.
heard the stories.
yeah.
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 But we are at a time now, I mean, where people did know, you know, some of the original owners of the homes and people that, you know, really developed this area. But as those ties are, you know, kind of weakening over time too, it's important to think about, okay, how do we keep those ties to the past and figure out what does this turn into in a meaningful way? So something to be thinking about. And I think that would also help as we're thinking about Spring Hill Preservation Alliance and getting people involved. What are they getting involved with? I mean, what's our, you know, kind of mission as a town here? So just to encourage people to think about it. I don't know if that's a conversation that needs to happen like right now, but wanted it to be on the radar. Anything else in closing today? Things that people want to make sure we discuss?
Can't think of anything.
Any thoughts on when we should have our next meeting? I was thinking with holidays coming around, it might make sense to wait until January to do
Mhm.
our next meeting. See, throw out a couple of dates. Or I guess since we don't have Nancy or Brad here, maybe I'll send out a doodle poll to the
Oh, okay.
to the council and then post it on the website as well.
Okay.
And if there are people that if you want, I can send you an email with the link too. It's not hidden.
Fine.
Trying to make it as easy as possible, but then also not inundate people with emails or work myself into having to send out lots of emails all the time for things.
Well, train everybody to the website.
It's kind of what I was thinking, is just kind of bring it up, and as people know that it's there and it has things that are relevant that they'll want to look
I
at.
like your term, train them.
Mhm.
Notice that I did not say that as the psychologist, so that was not. All right.
Well, and I don't know if it always has to be at 7 o'clock. If
Right, we can.
an earlier time, maybe.
I think the more that we're able to get into a routine, we can figure out what's going to work for everybody.
I think originally it was 7 o'clock because Brad said he couldn't do earlier.
Right.
But then he didn't.
But then he
get
never
in.
comes, so.
Yeah, he said he couldn't get into the Zoom meeting the last time, so not sure what was going on with it. But so yeah, I'll send something out to try to come up with when our next meeting will be, and we can have other times available because I'm off on Monday, so I've got some flexibility. I just can't do daytime meetings on during work hours,
Okay.
obviously. So. All right. Nothing else, then we'll adjourn the meeting for today. Lana, thank you so much for joining and for taking notes. Have a safe trip home whenever you come back.
Thanks. Hopefully I'll be able to get back with all the shutdown fun happening.
Yeah,
Your airport doesn't shut down or.
I
exactly.
know.
You don't mind being down there though, do you?
No, I really don't.
I was gonna say, at least you've got a home down there.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Good, good. All right. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, we'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.